Hi. Yeah, it's really good to see you again. Yeah, you mentioned that. Okay, so you've been feeling lately like you might have some swelling and inflammation in the upper body. Yeah, but you're not sure. Okay. And you've generally been feeling a little bit of tenderness that's going along with the swelling. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you reached out to me. And I would say, it sounds like the best thing for us to do today is, I think I'll give you a feel as per usual. I think I'll check out the chest, the shoulders, the arms, the neck, and the head. Okay. And then I think it's also probably a good idea if we do some measuring because that will confirm whether or not there is actually any swelling going on. Yeah, because I have your original numbers from a session that we did now almost a year ago, actually. But I can use those and sort of cross-reference them with the numbers that we get today, and then we can figure out what's going on. Okay? Does that feel good? Okay. Yeah, I think that feels good to me too. Like that's the right way to go. Yeah. Okay, so first I'm just gonna just feeling the chest here a little bit, and just let me know. Yeah, just let me know when you're feeling a little bit of tenderness there. Okay. Yeah, and it's not gonna be sort of like aggressive massage today, but more just kind of a general feel of the upper body. Just to kind of get a sense. Okay. So, just initially, touching the sort of like upper chest area on your right side and also kind of around the divot. I'm not feeling swelling necessarily, but let's try this side. Okay. Let's feel across. A little bit, okay. Hmm. Okay, let me just feel. This is the divot area. Yeah, also kind of, similar in location, just sort of the rotator cuff. Yeah. I am perhaps feeling a little bit of potential swelling there. Does that track with? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Yeah, and so I'm just at the moment, I'm just kind of running my hand up and down like this. Yeah. Okay. A little tender? Okay. And you said it's more in the upper arm than the lower? Okay. It's possible. Feels like there's maybe a bit of swelling around the bicep and tricep area. Have you changed your workout routine lately or no? Pain or discomfort? Not too bad. Okay. Yeah, and we'll get to the measuring in a few minutes here. I just want to make sure that I give a good manual feel just to make sure. I like to have sort of a kind of a physical sense of what's going on in the body right before we start getting numbers. Yeah. How's that feeling? And this side? Okay. Let's just feel the front of the neck here. How's that feeling? A little tender. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's just feeling the scalp now. Around. And have you been experiencing headaches? Maybe some tension headaches. Okay. So I think I will maybe measure kind of the crown forehead area. Yeah. Okay. How's that feeling? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's start some measuring. Some water here. All right. So first, let me just get this measuring tape warmed up in my hand. hands, yeah, so we don't have a cold measuring tape on your body. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with the chest. You know, I know we did this in a session previously, but I'm gonna do the upper chest, I'm gonna do the mid rib cage, and then I'm gonna do the waist, okay? Sound good? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me... Okay, so let me just flip this around here. There we go. Let me make sure. Does that feel flush on both sides? Yeah, on the back. Okay. Okay. Okay, so if memory serves, this number is a little actually bigger than previous measurements. I'm gonna have to double check what I've got. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now we are just going to, shimmy this down a little bit. Yeah, down to the, let's see. Okay, so this is now the mid rib cage. I'm just checking on both sides. Yeah. Is that, feels flush against your back? Okay. I mean, number seems consistent. I'm gonna have to check. Okay, and then let me shimmy this down now to the waist. Make sure it still loops nicely around you, around your body. And does that feel flush against your back? Through the back of your waist. Okay. So let me okay. Bungalow Kitty is playing with a box in the other room, I think. Not sure how much you can hear that. Okay, so let's see. This number is looking consistent with previous measurements. Okay, so let me actually shimmy this back up to the mid rib cage again. Let me make sure that this is flush on either side. Let me just double check that the number I got earlier tracks with the number that I'm getting now. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and then I am just going to shimmy this up to the upper chest again. Let me just make sure that this is nicely looped around your body and that it is flush on your back. Is that feeling okay? Okay, great. So this, that number is consistent with the number I got earlier, which again, I'm gonna have to double check, but I do think might indicate a bit of swelling since the previous time we took your measurements. Okay, okay, so let's pull this down now. You doing okay? Okay, good. Okay, all right, so let's see. I am now going to, I'm gonna measure this divot area. Okay, so I'm going to sort of like loop it under your arm. Okay, so if I can get you to be my mirror and just hold your arm up for just a second, that'd be great. Okay, thank you. So let me get this under your arm here. Yep. Okay, so now that I've got it lifted under there, you can put your arm down now. Thank you so much. And does that generally feel snug, sort of around the rotator cuff area? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that number is looking good. Okay, so we're just going to pull this out from underneath your arm. Thank you so much. And if I can get you to be my mirror, yeah, thank you. And I am just going to now, let's see what the best way to get this around you is. Okay, and looped under the arm. Okay. And you can put your arm down now. Yep, I've got it underneath you. We got our Mr. Trash Truck is back, making some reversing sounds. Hopefully that's fine. Let's see. Okay, so does this feel flush against you? Yeah, okay. So it feels like it's generally kind of hugging the sort of the divot area, but not too tight. Okay. Okay, so those numbers are consistent on both sides. So that means that one side is not more swollen than the other, but there could be swelling on both sides, which I will check with the previous numbers, okay? Okay, all right, so let me just put this down now. There we go. Okay, you still doing okay? Okay, great. So I'm going to actually measure the neck, okay? So let's see. I think the best way for me to do this is, let me just, so I am just going to actually flip this around. There we go. And flip this around this way. Let's see. Okay. Doing okay? Okay, good. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so I've got this kind of, I don't want this to be too snug on the neck, but I do want it to get an accurate measurement. Of the neck circumference here, just to make sure. Okay. Let me just make sure. Does this feel flush against the back of your neck? Yeah, okay. And we got on this side too. Yeah, okay. Just double check on this number again here. Yeah. Okay, all right, that's looking good. Okay, and now I'm going to, let's see, flip that in. There we go. Okay, so now I am going to measure the top of your head, or not the top of your head, but like the circumference around sort of the forehead area. Does that sound okay? Okay, so let me. Sure, I've got this looped around the back of the head and to the front. Okay. And again, let's see, I'm just gonna kind of hold that there and then check. Does that feel, that is looking flush against, yeah. Okay, all right, so this is just me getting the number on your forehead here. How you doing? Good. Yeah. So I think this is actually very helpful for me. Just feel, feel this little bit here. Yeah, no, this is very helpful for me in terms of getting these numbers. I may do one more chest measurement. I may do the divots again real quick and then also get the upper arm. Does that sound good? Okay. All right, so let's see. I am just going to... Yeah, so let's loop this around your body again. There we go. There we go. Okay. And that is flat against your back. Okay, great. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's drop this now. Loop this, unloop this from your body. There we go. Okay, and then let's get this divot again. Yeah, so I'm going to, I can get you to lift the arm. Yes, thank you so much. I'm going to put that over you and loop it under. There we go. Okay. Okay, all right, yeah, that's the same number that I got earlier. So I'm now actually, while I've got this looped around you, I'm just going to shimmy this down to your upper arm. And make sure it's nicely looped around that upper arm. Yeah, just to get a sense of any upper arm swelling or inflammation, maybe around the bicep. How does that feel? Okay. Okay. All right, so we can drop this down. There we go. And then if I can get you to again be my mirror, thank you so much. And I'm going to loop this over your shoulder and sort of under the armpit here. There we go. Yeah. Just to get sort of a snug measurement of this divot again, just to make sure that my initial measurement was okay. Yep, that looks good. Okay, and then while I've got this looped, I'm just going to shimmy that down to the upper arm. Still doing okay? Okay, good. And let me just make sure this is like nice and flush around the upper arm. Feels snug? Okay, good. Okay, and then the number that I'm getting is... Okay, so that's consistent with that side. Good. Okay, so we can drop this down now. Okay, great. Well, that was very helpful for me. I'm going to put this measuring tape down now. Okay, so I've now gotten the measurements on the upper body. Some of the numbers do seem to confirm a little bit of swelling. Okay, so I think you're, this is why I'm glad that you reached out, because I know that you know your body quite well. You know when something's going on, and so you had the good foresight to reach out to me, and I'm glad that we got some measurements taken. Yeah, and I will get those cross-referenced with the previous measuring session that we did, just to confirm if there is actually any swelling or inflammation in the upper body, in the various places that we measured. And then we can talk about, what treatments might be best in terms of dealing with that. Yeah. that sound good? Okay. All right, great. Well, as always, it was really good seeing you. I'm loving how you've been taking initiative lately. You know, you've really got a sense of when something's going on in your body and how you want to, you know, get it checked out, and how you want to proceed. And I love that because, you know, that just makes my job easier. And also, it's good to catch things as they're happening until, you know, as opposed to waiting until it's kind of, you know, time has gone on and maybe some problems have developed, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it was really good seeing you. Yeah. And I'm going to check those measurements, and I will, again, I think I'll send you an email, okay, with all the numbers and what I think will be the next best step. Does that sound good? Yeah. Yeah, it was really good seeing you. Okay. I'll email you soon.